Good evening. Buenas tardes. Thank you for joining us. Gracias por acompañarnos. We come to you from one of the most beautiful historic sites in our city, the former St. Michael's Church. My name is Laura Moss, President of Casa De Paz, Cincinnati. Welcome to our first virtual fundraising event, Empowering Women, Protecting Children. We are here today to raise funds for Casa De Paz. For perspective, we need $200,000 per year to run the home we have. Every $35 will support one resident for one day. Casa De Paz is a 501c3 Ohio charity. Your donations are 100% deductible. Let me tell you about Casa De Paz Cincinnati. Our journey started 8 years ago when we connected with Father Dan Hartnett and Aida Segura, founders of Casa De Paz Chicago. This connection sparked the desire to bring a sister program to Cincinnati to serve our at-risk families. We are thankful to Jillian Algreen, Maria Cabrera, Margaret Singer, Sister Roseanne Fleming, Day Diaz, and other volunteers that brought Casa De Paz Cincinnati to life. Our program offers Latina women and their children a transformational path from trauma and violence to healing and empowerment. We are much more than a family shelter. We help abused women and children who have the motivation to transform their lives from victims to free-standing, self-reliant contributors to our community. We provide skill development, counseling, tutoring, job search assistance, help locate affordable housing, and much more, along with intentional community support for all residents. We are not sectarian and founded entirely by the community. Community support guides our residents through their transformation. We opened our residence in January 2020 and have served 14 families already. We are happy to report our home is secure and our residents are safe, healthy, working in their personal programs. We have found that there is much more demand for our services than we can fill today. As you can imagine, the COVID-19 pandemic has increased domestic violence in our community. Casa De Paz has successfully navigated the challenge of COVID-19 for our residents without a case of infection. Now let me introduce Maria Cabrera, strong community leader, domestic violence survivor, and board of directors member. She is going to share her survival story.
Hola, mi nombre es María y soy sobreviviente de violencia doméstica. Mis recuerdos son muy tristes y difíciles de contar, pero es necesario compartirles algunos de los instantes de mi vida para que comprendan el trauma y la violencia que desafortunadamente muchas familias sufren. Recuerdo que en una ocasión mi esposo trató de ahorcarme con sus manos. Yo pensaba que su comportamiento era debido al que estaba tomado y en ocasiones se drogaba. Sufrí continuos asaltos físicos y emocionales. Mi pareja me cacheteaba, me escupía la cara, me decía palabras muy ofensivas. Me amenazaba con matarme después de los frecuentes ataques él me pedía perdón y yo le perdonaba. Mientras rezaba para poder sobrevivir, recuerdo que mi hija me decía: mami, pídele a la Virgencita, ella nos va a cuidar. Yo ponía un mueble sobre la puerta para que él no entrara en el cuarto donde yo dormía con mis hijos. Él quería que yo me fuera y me llevara a los niños, pero siempre me detenía de no tener dinero para cubrir los gastos básicos. El amor de mis hijos me dio la fortaleza para salir de esta horrible relación. Un día recolectamos unas mudas de ropa para todos y nos fuimos del apartamento sin voltear atrás. La idea fue de irme a un shelter. No era una opción para mí porque parecía muy difícil con mis pequeños hijos. Allí anduve de un lado para otro hasta que renté un apartamento y decidí empezar a cocinar comida para vender, a cuidar niños, vender productos de belleza. Cuando mi hija, la de en medio, empezó a ir a la escuela, yo empecé a trabajar en un restaurante y a limpiar casas. Después solo me dediqué a limpiar casas y desde cuando hacer comida para vender. Fueron tiempos muy difíciles, pero poco a poco fui saliendo adelante. Empecé a ir a reuniones para conocer mis derechos y mis responsabilidades en este país. Formé un grupo de mujeres para compartir las herramientas y conocimientos que me ayudaron a recobrar la autoestima y la confianza. Mi meta fue tratar de prevenir que otras mujeres no sufrieran lo que yo había pasado. Por invitación de Margaret Singer, trabajadora social, conocí a Ida Segura, directora de Casa de Paz en Chicago. Visité la casa de hogar. Este viaje despertó en nosotros el deseo de tener un refugio similar en nuestra ciudad. Durante mi visita en Chicago, pensé que si esta casa hubiese existido cuando yo necesitaba ayuda, mis hijos y yo no hubiéramos sufrido. Desde entonces, Casa de Paz Cincinnati se convirtió en mi sueño. Comparto la alegría y la satisfacción de muchas personas que hemos dedicado trabajo, tiempo, amor en este proyecto. Tomé toda una comunidad para levantar un proyecto como este, para ayudar a nuestra comunidad. Estoy enormemente feliz porque Casa de Paz existe y brinda la ayuda a mujeres para romper ese círculo a un lugar seguro para ellas y sus hijos. Les pido su apoyo para sostener este programa que están en riesgo. Gracias.
Thank you, Maria, for your tireless devotion and passion for Casa de Paz. You're a great role model to women and families in the community. Now we have the great Valencia Diaz team. Delfia Diaz and Luis Valencia, both former Board of Directors members and now sponsors.
Hola, muy buenos días. Yo soy el abogado Luis Valencia. Les quiero hablar el día de hoy acerca de Casa de Paz. ¿Qué es lo que es Casa de Paz? Es una organización que ayuda a mujeres que han sido víctimas de violencia doméstica. Tristemente, como muchos saben, en nuestra comunidad esto es un problema que se aguanta mucho. Muchas familias sufren de eso. Y aquí en este país es aún más difícil. ¿Por qué? Porque tenemos la diferencia de culturas. Entonces tenemos que ver cómo una mujer latina que está experimentando esta violencia doméstica, cómo va a tratar eso, cómo va a llevar eso aquí en esta comunidad. Porque está acostumbrado a cómo se lleva en nuestros países. Entonces, ¿cómo hago yo como mujer con estas criaturas, con estos niños a mi lado, para poder sobrevivir y no tener que aguantarme este abuso, esta violencia doméstica. Y gracias a Dios ahora tenemos Casa de Paz. Es una organización que ayuda a estas mujeres. Les ayuda no solo a la mujer, pero también a los niños, para que la mujer con los niños se pueden salir de la casa, pueden ir al hogar de Casa de Paz y pueden establecerse allí, por lo menos en un programa de 6 meses, a veces más, se necesita más tiempo, para que ellos se puedan establecer, para que se puedan educar, para que puedan ver cómo van a vivir, cómo van a conseguir el dinero. También lo importante es que Casa de Paz es un lugar secreto. No es algo público que todo el mundo sepa. Entonces, cuando una mujer está teniendo estos problemas, llamen a un número y van a ir a buscarla a ella, van a ir a entrevistarla, a ver qué es lo que está pasando, qué ayuda es que necesita, qué es lo que ella quiere hacer, cuál es su situación con los niños, quién es el esposo o la pareja que la está abusando. Y dependiendo de la investigación, van a determinar, ok, te vamos a llevar ya mismo al albergue, a la casa, o no, vamos a esperar, vamos a tomar estas medidas, te vamos a buscar este consejero. Entonces, eso es lo bonito de Casa de Paz. Es realmente lo que dice el título. Es una casa donde la mujer, donde sus hijos pueden vivir en paz, donde pueden estar en paz sin tener que preocuparse por la violencia que estaban viviendo en la casa. Casa de Paz. Una organización para ayudar a la mujer latina, ayudar a la familia latina, en todo sentido, darles paz y ponerlos en el camino a la libertad. Muchas gracias por escucharme el día de hoy.
Casa de Paz is like an oasis in the desert, an oasis that provides safety and hydration that regenerates. Here also the victims of family abuse are safe and they get to renew themselves after a strong battle. Water in the oasis provides optimism, just like Casa de Paz gives hope and faith for life. But more importantly, the main characteristic of an oasis is its rarity. Casa de Paz is unique as it provides aid to victims who belong to minority groups and who are exploited and abused to their innate characteristics, as immigrant or being Hispanic. Casa de Paz is a shelter where the language and culture are not barriers for a victim to get help. Casa de Paz's uniqueness also is shown when it helps victims transform into survivors. Residents are fostered until they can stand and fend for themselves, and only after they leave their house are they invited to contribute and serve the incoming residents. At Casa de Paz, chaos becomes a survivor's message, the opportunity to serve and understand that life has happened for them, not to them. I hope that I can convince you to contribute and donate to a cause that fights for the life without violence. I am here as a mother, wife, sister, and daughter to ask you to reach deeper in your pockets because the ultimate gift is giving. Thank you very much for your generosity.
I now proudly introduce our Executive Director, Julia Gardner, who will share with us a day in the life of Casa de Paz.
Welcome. My name is Julia Figueroa Gardner, and I have the privilege of being the director of Casa de Paz. I'm here to share with you what a typical day is like at our residence. Our day starts with a special purpose and a mission. We begin with encouragement towards a positive outcome and a daily growth. From the moment residents are up in the morning, the house becomes alive. Moms cooking breakfast and calling their children's name to come and eat, the children coming downstairs laughing and giggling, toys rattling, and doors closing when they leave for work and school. Mothers who have secure employment leave in the morning. Moms who have not yet secure employment stay at the house and participate in activities and projects assigned during the day. A great example of one of our special projects is the sewing of masks for the present COVID-19 pandemic, which are then distributed throughout the community. This helps them especially feel proud about the contributions they are making. Children are the heart of Casa de Paz. We encourage their joy and laughter. They play in the house and out in the yard, watch televisions and movies, and play games. We encourage their creativity by working on projects like painting, yard work, and any other activity that will keep them active and occupied. We help them with therapy and tutoring with their school progress. In the evenings, families return to the residence. Families work together to prepare the meals. Homework is completed, chores are done, and children share activities and games together. Around 9 o'clock, the families retire to their sleeping quarters, knowing that they are in a safe and secure place, a place where they are and will be supported even after they leave Casa de Paz, Cincinnati. Activities such as counseling, exercise classes, doctor's appointments, court appearances, onboarding graduating families, training volunteers, doing home repairs, and more are also part of our daily life. For me, it's about seeing the transformation of initial sadness, pain, and fear turn into joy in the children's eyes and peace in the mothers' faces. I am proud to see the families helping each other, building friendships, and becoming a community of support that makes my day great at Casa de Paz. Join us in helping to continue this mission of peace, safety, and happiness for all the mothers and children who come to us in search of a new beginning and to regain their dignity and hope. Join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia, for your dedication, your passion, love, and outstanding work. Now, let's share the story of a mom and her young daughter, both Casa de Paz residents, and what their experience has meant to them. We do not share their names to protect their confidentiality.
Quiero compartir con todos ustedes mi experiencia durante mi estadía en Casa de Paz. Llegué aquí con mis 3 niños el 6 de marzo de este año. Dicen que no hay mejor sitio que nuestra casa. En mi situación, mi casa no era el mejor sitio para mí y para mis hijos. En mi casa no estábamos seguros. Mis hijos estaban presenciando abuso físico y verbal. La relación entre mi pareja y yo era muy tóxica y físicamente abusiva. Fue muy difícil tomar la decisión de salir de mi casa al albergue que me ofreció Casa de Paz. Al principio fue muy incómodo y duro acostumbrarme a mi nueva situación con mis niños. A través de los meses, Casa de Paz me ha ayudado a entender que tengo derecho a una vida libre de abuso y violencia. El programa me ha ayudado mentalmente con terapia y grupo de apoyo, físicamente con yoga, y he podido sobresalir y a dejar el pasado para poder agarrar el futuro. Casa de Paz me brinda un sitio seguro para mí y mis hijos, donde hay tranquilidad y paz, donde no me juzgan, solamente me apoyan con la ayuda de Casa de Paz. He comenzado a quererme y valorarme yo misma. He llegado a un nivel de entendimiento donde comprendo que yo y mis hijos tenemos derecho. Ahora comprendo y acepto que la violencia no era mi culpa, que no tengo ninguna responsabilidad. La responsabilidad es del abusador. La lección más grande que he aprendido aquí es que permanecer en una relación abusiva envía el mensaje a mi niña que la mujer debe soportar el abuso. A mis hijos les doy el mensaje de que el hombre sí puede abusar. Ahora mis hijos viven en un lugar donde no hay violencia, donde han podido entender que no tenemos la necesidad de vivir bajo el poder y el control de otra persona. Mis hijos han empezado a confiar en otras personas, ya que saben que no todos son abusadores. Ellos están ansiosos por nuestra vida futura, donde tendremos nuestro propio espacio y podremos vivir en una vida en paz. Por último, para las mujeres que están sufriendo de abuso, quiero que entiendan que no están solas, no se merecen el abuso y que Casa de Paz está aquí para transformar sus vidas y la de sus hijos. Yo soy un ejemplo del resultado de Casa de Paz y sus programas. Gracias.
I would like to tell you how Casa de Paz has helped my mother and how I feel my mother has been able to help me. Living here, my mother has been more open to having friends and to trust them. She also feels the people of Casa de Paz trust her, and this makes us feel good. For example, she really felt good when she was given the responsibility to set the alarm. Watching my mother and sharing with her experiences of living here at Casa de Paz, I have learned from her that when one helps with the chores and does their responsibilities the best they can, friendships grow. I also have been helped by learning that I have to be careful and not blindly trust everyone. I have to be kind to people, and I also have to continue to learn in general that there are people who can be trusted and those who cannot. My mother has helped me to understand why we are staying right now at Casa de Paz and why we are not returning to our other home. She has encouraged me not to dwell on the past, but to always be open to new and different friends and experiences. Thank you.
Thank you to our residents. Their story are great examples of true transformation, courage, hope, and determination. We are thrilled with our start. We need your help to continue. The first $50,000 we raise will go towards a matching grant by the Amy Merrill Foundation. 100% of that will go toward the endowment that we are building. Any funds we raise over $50,000 will be used towards next year's operation budget. Our primary goal is to meet the matching grant challenge. Our secondary goal is to create a sustainable community financial support so that we can focus on expanding our service to better meet demand. Let me remind you what each dollar does. Remember, your donation of $35 will cover the daily needs of one resident. $245, 1 week. $1,050, 1 month. $6,300, 6 months. Donations to sponsor a typical family, a mom and 2 children, will be $105, 1 day, $735 for 1 week, $3,150, 1 month, $18,900, 6 months. We ask that you give generously. Here's Gina Pinto, our finance director, to provide instructions to text your donations.
Today, you can make a difference in the life of Latino women and their children who are victims of domestic violence by giving. Giving is more rewarding than receiving. Giving is the ticket to happiness. Give by texting Casa de Paz to 513-854-0233 or go to our website, casadepazcincy.org. We appreciate your compassion, your solidarity, your generosity, and your contribution. Any amount helps. Text now Casa de Paz to 513-854-0233 o casadepazcincy.org. Gracias de todo corazón. Hoy puedes hacer una diferencia en la vida de mujeres latinas y sus hijos, quienes son víctimas de violencia doméstica dando, porque dar es más lindo que recibir. Dar es un pase a la felicidad. Da mandando un texto Casa de Paz al 513-854-0233 o nuestra página del internet casadepazcincy.org. Apreciamos tu solidaridad, tu compasión, tu generosidad y tu contribución. Cualquier monto ayuda. Envía un texto ahora, Casa de Paz, al 513-854-0233 o Casa de Paz, Cincy, Gracias de todo corazón.
Thank you, Gina, for your support. Next, we want to share the depth and breadth of support that has enabled us to open our first residency. We have many sponsors to thank for helping us to get this far. I want you to hear firsthand from these sponsors and why they decide to support Casa de Paz Cincinnati. Here is Sister Fran Repka, former Casa de Paz Board of Directors member, on behalf of Mercy Health Foundation.
Hi, I'm Fran Repka, a Sister of Mercy and former board member, still involved with this much-needed project. As the vision of Casa de Paz unfolded, members of the board looked for community partnerships with other nonprofits who shared our vision. Mercy Health was one of our choices. The mission of Casa de Paz is the mission of mercy, sharing values of compassion, caring, good health, safety for Latina women and children who have experienced trauma and violence, and connecting them with needed physical services, including jobs and housing, as well as emotional and spiritual support and a variety of other services. Mercy Health Foundation, now called Bon Secours Mercy Health Foundation, gave a very generous donation for the seed money necessary to renovate a large structure, which is now a temporary home for women and their children, and called Casa de Paz. The donation was pure gift. Recently, a foundation board member sent this, and I quote, "Congratulations from Bon Secours Mercy Health Foundation on all of your good work. You are a wonderful example of our mission in action." End of quote. So we hope that you will give and continue to give to Casa de Paz, a house of peace. God's blessing to you and your families.
Thank you to Mercy Health Foundation, and thank you to you, Sister Fran. Now with us is the representative of the Amy Merrill Foundation, Families in Transition.
Hello, my name is Yusuf. I would like to share with you something about my late wife, Amy, her memorial endowment to Casa de Paz, and how you can help. Amy and I were married for 21 years before she passed in 2015. Amy was an incredible woman and a wonderful human being. She simply loved life. She worked hard and was always in the service of others. Whether she volunteered in a soup kitchen or donated money to a cause, she always suspended judgment and put her compassion into action, no matter the circumstance. About 3 years ago, I was having lunch with my dear friend Laura Mose when she told me about Casa de Paz. As she talked, I realized this is the kind of work Amy would have loved to support. That day, without Laura asking for money, we ended up with the idea of a memorial endowment for Amy. Today, the endowment stands at $85,000 thanks to family, friends, and strangers alike. Starting now and for the next 4 years, we plan to grow the endowment to at least $500,000. Annual proceeds from the endowment to Casa de Paz ensure a sustaining source of income for many years to come. I would be grateful to you for your compassionate giving, especially in these trying times. Please give what you can. My personal commitment is to fully match your donations. I close with the following prayer. For as long as space endures, and for as long as living beings remain. Until then, may I too abide to dispel the misery of the world. May we all have the inner peace we are looking for.
Thank you and your family for your strong support initiating the endowment program for Casa de Paz. We also want to thank Mr. John Pepper, former CEO of Procter & Gamble, and his wife Francine, for their message of support as well as Renee Mahaffey, CEO of Center for Closing the Health Gap. Now, representing Bellarmine Chapel is Ms. Becky Johnson.
I'm Becky Johnson, a member of Bellarmine Chapel. Bellarmine has had a long, close partnership with Casa De Paz, beginning 8 years ago with the support of our pastor. Casa De Paz is the kind of organization that fits every part of Bellarmine's mission. We at Bellarmine feel honored to be in solidarity with the families at Casa De Paz. Many parishioners are serving as helping hands within this ministry. We collect lots of donations of needed furnishings to fill the house. A group even sewed handmade quilts for the beds. A group I've been involved with directly organized a very efficient grocery delivery system. So during this crazy time with a pandemic and stay-at-home orders, the families here don't need to leave the safety of this house. The food comes to them. We also provide baked goods, and there is nothing better than seeing the faces of the kids when I hand them containers of cookies and brownies to take in. More than anything, this is a mutual relationship. The moms here have sewn face masks for Bellarmine Chapel and St. Vincent de Paul when no masks were to be had except those that people made. We will continue our support of this social enterprise. By walking with the women and children at Casa De Paz, we have all grown closer together and closer to God. Bellarmine Chapel is blessed to be a part of the Casa De Paz community, and we plan to walk with these families and this ministry for years to come.
Thank you, Becky, and the entire Bellarmine community for your continued support. Now, let me introduce Margaret Singer, a volunteer, a former Board of Directors member, and now a generous sponsor.
Hi, I am Margaret Singer. For several years, I worked as a social worker with Su Casa Hispanic Center, and later, we joined Catholic Charities. During this time, I found Latino women would come to me and share their tough relationship with their partner. And it was hard to listen without crying. I remember one woman who was very adamant and strongly claimed the need to have a program to provide support for Hispanic women to heal from domestic violence, because she herself had lived this vicious physical and verbal abuse by her partner. Looking for avenues to help our Latino women to overcome domestic violence, several years ago, a small committee was formed. Casa de Paz is a service we are offering. It is an opportunity for women who have been abused mentally and physically to reopen their lives to dreams they once had and to new dreams, which many times now includes children. Their smiles and the excitement of some of the women who have and who are currently living at Casa de Paz is a real blessing. Plus, like Laura Mose, our president, has said, it boils down to empowering and lifting women and protect the children. Our families deserve a life free of abuse and fear. It is so important that we do the best we can to help our families at risk. As a member of the original committee and later of the board, and as a current volunteer of the House once or twice a week, I want to offer a sign of my ongoing commitment with a good financial donation that I am now able to make. Hopefully, many more of us continue to become more and more conscious of the goal of serving Hispanic mothers and children whose families are broken and whose lives are calling for that hope which seems absent or too far away to even imagine. Thank you very much for this opportunity to be able to share my story with you.
Thank you, Margaret, for your outstanding dedication to Casa de Paz. Muchas gracias, Luis y Day, for your constant support. Thanks to all our sponsors who took a leap of faith on our behalf. Because of you, Casa de Paz is open and helping the families in need. Casa de Paz provides intentional community support for residents in transition. One major aspect of our intentional community is the Phoenix Group. This group of women who have successfully transitioned away from domestic violence. These women provide support to our residents as they progress along their individual path of self-reliance. Every graduate of Casa de Paz Cincinnati becomes a contributing member of the Phoenix Group. Here's Alejandra Bess, the director of the Phoenix Group, to tell you about the work they do.
I'm going to talk to you about the Phoenix Group. The Phoenix Group is Casa de Paz support program for women and their children that suffer from domestic violence or are still going through the recovery process. The group started more than 5 years ago and has been meeting twice a month. Our objective is to empower women by educating them and their children to improve their self-esteem and assist them with cultural adaptations and healthy living. We offer classes on topics such as mental health, domestic violence, personal finance, parenting, tax preparation, nutrition and wellness, immigration and legal issues, and lately COVID. We also have fun activities. Our yearly picnic where we invite the whole family. We play volleyball, have burgers and hot dogs, and we enjoy spending time with each other outside the classroom. Another activity that we have is our posada, which is a tradition that celebrates Christmas. The word posada means shelter in Spanish. In this tradition, we relive the Bible story of Mary and Joseph's journey to Bethlehem and their search for a place to stay. The tradition also involves special songs, breaking piñatas, our delicious tamales, and hot chocolate. We have also been very lucky to partner with Valley Interfaith. They have donated new clothing, toys, and gifts for the kids and moms during Christmas time. We also have had a back-to-school program for all our kids with loaded backpacks donated by Bellarmine Chapel and Procter & Gamble. Through all of these 5 years, we have helped around 40 families. It's incredible to see the progress in the mothers and the kids. The mothers become more secure, confident, and independent, and the children get better in school, become better behaved, and are more socially well-adjusted. Your support will be greatly appreciated to grow this important community project, and especially this year with the impacts of COVID-19. Think about the money you saved this year on not going to restaurants or vacations, and think about donating it to Casa de Paz. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Alejandra, for your great leadership in this program. Next, let me introduce Diane DiFrancesco, professor of Xavier University. She will share with us the educational part of the program for the children.
Greetings. I'm Diane Cheo DiFrancesco, Associate Professor of Spanish and World Language Education and Faculty Director of the Eigel Center for Community Engaged Learning at Xavier University. I have been involved with our Phoenix Group here in Cincinnati for a number of years, working with Alejandra Best. My primary role has been to work with the children while moms receive the educational enrichment that the Phoenix Group has to offer. All children need to have the opportunity to engage in activities that meet their cognitive, emotional, spiritual, physical, creative, and developmental needs. Children that have experienced and lived in less than ideal circumstances, including trauma, need outlets for their growth and development that involve routine participation in structured programs. The children at Casa de Paz are just like other children. They have favorite activities, dreams, hopes, and interests to develop. I have gathered a team of researchers, including 2 of my colleagues in child psychology and occupational therapy, to examine the needs of child residents in Casa de Paz in order to develop a plan for increasing our programming for them so they can grow and transform along with their moms. Our children range in ages from infants to preschoolers, primary school-age children and adolescents, each with a unique set of developmental needs. Please join me in imagining the potential of our children to grow into amazing human beings and in providing opportunities for their learning. Your donations to Casa de Paz Children will help us to develop creative activities like art and music, gardening, cooking classes, academic tutoring programs, and permit their participation in physical activities and summer camps in the Cincinnati area. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane, for the important work you're doing mentoring the Casa de Paz children who deserved a bright future. Next, Sister Roseanne Fleming, Xavier University staff and a long-standing member of Casa de Paz Board of Directors. She will give us her perspective of the overall program.
Greetings from Casa de Paz. My name is Roseanne Fleming. I am a sister of Notre Dame de Namur, and am pleased to have served as a board member of Casa de Paz since 2014. Please permit me to tell you a little bit about Casa de Paz. The name Casa de Paz means House of Peace. Since 2014, I have seen real success. First, we have trained our board members on team leadership with the skills to raise resources. 2, we have developed critical contact with Latina women on Saturdays called the Phoenix Group. Through 2 of our board members who meet with them bi-monthly, we have established a home through volunteers working under the leadership of a board member, Dan Ernie, to rehab a building which we opened as a home in January 2020. And our board, all volunteers, has worked hard to raise resources to support this modest home for a group of 13 women and 16 children by asking help from the Cincinnati community. And we hope you, our viewers, will take the time today to donate to this cause where 100% of the money raised goes to support food and services for these women and children. And we thank you for listening.
Thank you, Sister Roseanne, for your valuable support. Now I want to share with you the effort and the leadership we undertook to start our first residence. Here is Dan Ernie, a member of the Board of Directors of Casa de Paz, to share our experience and to tell you a bit more about our fundraising activities.
Hello, my name is Dan Ernie. I am a native Cincinnatian and a retired consulting engineer. For about the past 3 years, I have been a volunteer with Casa de Paz, and I'm currently a member of the board. The real action for me started last year when Casa de Paz obtained a lease on a building. 4 or 5 friends of mine, and we got to work doing the renovation back in early September last year. The whole project took about 3 months. We got involved with repairs. We did some minor electrical work, some plumbing work. We had to do some work installing a laundry in the basement, and there was some framing work down there to do as well. Then there was painting, cleanup, scraping, and lots of work like that. We had to install floors in the dining room and the living room and in a couple entryways, and we also then sanded and varnished a lot of the hardwood flooring. There was security system work to do and gates to install and work of that nature. The work, like I said, took almost 3 months, and by the time we finished, the house was ready for occupancy. Since that time, as a member of the board, I've been involved in writing grant applications to various foundations. At this point, we have obtained about $30,000 worth of grants from foundations, and we have about 6 more applications pending and a couple more in the works. I have been very pleased to have been a part of Casa de Paz. I think it's providing a very valuable service to people in the greater Cincinnati area who need the work.
Thank you, Dan, for all the time and talent you shared with Casa de Paz. As you decide to offer your contribution, let's listen to Hispanic music by James Mead. He is a wonderful classical guitarist, native of Eastern Kentucky.
Hello, my name is James Mead. I'm excited to be here with Casa de Paz to celebrate some really incredible women and children. I'd like to share some music with you. The first piece that I'll play is Estrellita by Manuel Ponce.
Thank you very much, James, for sharing with us your incredible talent. Check James' website at jamesmeadguitar.com. I want to thank you all for taking the time and donating to Casa de Paz tonight. Gracias. Check our Facebook page to see our progress towards our goal. Whether you have donated or not, we ask that you share our story, our Facebook page, and contact information with your family and friends. We want your help to build the community network that supports Casa de Paz Cincinnati well into the future. Thank you again for your generosity. Gracias por su generosidad. Thank you to all our sponsors, volunteers, board of directors, members, and organizations that have helped make tonight possible. Also, thank you to Steve Easley and the Easley Bless team for your support. Good night. Buenas noches. Please stay healthy and remember to wear your face mask, protect yourself and others. Buenas noches.
There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, up, up. You'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes. You'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine. Gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies. Push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground. Turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way.